Hi guys, and welcome to this PowerPoint Morph Transition tutorial. This video is for everyone that would like to know the step-by-step process to create a morph animation, which I'm going to show you with the example of such a 5-step timeline. In particular, I'm going to show you which details you have to pay attention to really make a morph transition work. Further, I will briefly tell you what exactly a PowerPoint Morph Transition is and who can use such a transition, meaning which software and commands you need to create a morph animation. If you already know what PowerPoint Morph is, you can also skip right to the major part of the video where I'm going to show you in detail how to create the morph animated timeline. You'll find the timestamp in the info box below. But first, let's start with the basics and see what a morph transition is. In general, the PowerPoint Morph Transition functionality allows you to create smooth movements from one slide to another. Using the morph transition, you can animate a wide range of elements, such as pictures, shapes, or smart art, as you can see here. Make sure to have all the different text boxes, shapes, and so on always ungrouped, otherwise the morph transition will not work. You can also morph text or word art graphics, as you can see here. However, charts cannot be morphed. You should always pay attention to choosing the right effect options, meaning word or character effects if you want to move text, and the object morph effect if you want to morph shapes or the like. I will show you later in the tutorial how to choose between those options. So let's look at who can use the PowerPoint Morph animation. Well, that's everyone with the Microsoft 365 subscription or with the latest PowerPoint 2019 version. If you do not have any of those two options, you can either buy the Microsoft 365 or PowerPoint 2019 license or imitate the morph transition by using standard animations. And if you would like me to show you how you can imitate the PowerPoint Morph animation, for example in a PowerPoint 2016 version, just let me know in the comments below and I can make a separate tutorial. So let's start with our 5-step timeline morph transition. What do we need first is a simple line arrow that indicates our timeline. So let's insert the arrow, change the color to white, and also increase its width. Second, we need circles that indicate our 5 steps of our timeline. So let's insert circles and also change their color to white. Let's choose this solid fill in white and also make sure they have a good size. So let's say it's 1 by 1 centimeter. Next, let's align it with our line arrow. So mark both objects and align them perfectly. Also, we want to make the circle look kind of floating. And how do we do that? We again mark the circle and choose a solid line. Let's increase the line width to 6. And now, as you can see, it's still blue. And to make it look as if the circle is floating, we just need to choose a different color line. So let's choose the eyedropper and choose a color of the background, somewhere over here, such a dark gray. And now that the circle line is the same or a very similar color as the background, it seems as if it's floating. Let's copy and paste our circle 4 times because we need 5 circles. You can either do it by clicking Ctrl C and Ctrl V, but you can also just mark the circle, click Ctrl, Shift, and then pull it to the right with your left mouse click. Again, Ctrl, Shift, pull it to the right with your left mouse click. Now that we have our 5 circles, let's mark all of them and let's distribute them horizontally. In order to make a little bit more space on top of the line, let's pull all of the objects downwards a little bit, such that we have the same space on top and below our timeline. Next, we need to insert text boxes such that we indicate the years that we are talking about. So let's just insert a simple text box below our first circle. Let's say we start in 2020. Say we want to use font type Open Sans instead of Calibri. Font size, let's use 28. Let's bold it, make it white, and also align it to the center. Now make sure the text box is right below the circle, and we can now copy the text box just that we have a year number below or above each of the circles. First of all, let's do those years below the circles. So either again, copy paste the text box or mark it, click Shift, Control, and pull it to the right hand side. Again, Control Shift, pull it to the right hand side. And there we go, we can change our year number. So this should be 2022 and this should be 2024. With the text boxes above the circles, let's just copy and paste one with Control C, Control V, pull it above, change the year number to 2021, and again, mark it, Control Shift, and pull it to the right, change the year number to 2023, and there we have our 5 years. One thing is still missing, it's the text boxes either above or below our years. So to insert those text boxes, let's start with a simple line. Pull it over here. Let's increase the line width to 2.5 and also change the color to white. Also, let's insert a simple box, a rectangle, and pull it over here. Let's make sure that we have a solid fill, not blue. However, we want to have white, and let's say we want to have it transparent by 80%. Also, let's change the line to a solid line in white. Let's increase its width to 1.5 or let's say 2, and also change the size of the box to 4 in height and 3.5 in width. Let's pull it just over our circle and our text. Make sure that it's aligned perfectly, and let's also insert an exemplary text. So for example, you can write a title and a description in the text box or whatever you want to. Let's make the title bold. Make sure the text is again Open Sans and not Calibri, and let's decrease the font size to 14. Finally, let's align it to the top, and there we go. To finish off our framework for the timeline, let's just mark this text box and the line below. Mark both, copy and paste, or again click Control Shift and pull it to the right hand side above the year 2022 and above the year 2024. So we have our 3 text boxes on top. And also let's copy and paste it such that we have it below our years 2021 and 2023. And here we go. We have the 5-step timeline from 2020 to 2024, and now the only thing that's missing, it's the morph transitions. In order to create a morph transition, you always have to copy and paste the slide that you want to morph. This is why in our case, we're just going to copy and paste this slide. So either click Ctrl C and Ctrl V, or just right click and say duplicate the slide. So now we have it twice. And if you want to morph individual objects or text boxes, you really have to pay attention to only changing those exact boxes or shapes or whatsoever. If you delete and then insert again the text box, the morph transition will not work. So let's start and change the text boxes and the shapes of our first year 2020. Let's click on the shape and say we want to increase its size. Let's say a height of 5 centimeters and a width of 4.5 is sufficient. Let's position it correctly again, such that it's aligned. And let's also change the color of the shape, because we want to not only increase the size of our first year or the year that's more prominent, but also change the color. To change the color of this box, I've created a suitable color palette beforehand, which you can see on the bottom here. So let's choose a fill and use the eyedropper, and let's go to our first color that we want to use. And also let's choose a transparency of 80%, just as beforehand, and make sure that also the line has the same color here in pink. Further, we want to change the color of the line and the circle. So first the line, let's change it to pink, and also let's change the circle to the solid fill in pink. Same here with the text. Let's change the font color again to a pink and also increase it from 28, let's say, to 40. One last thing that we can do in order to make our first year to stand out a little bit more and to make it more visually appealing, let's use a shadow. So first of all, we have marked the text here. Let's go to text options and let's choose a shadow. Just an outer shadow, but not in black, but rather in white, which is more visible with this black background. Similar to our text below here, let's also insert a shadow for our text box first. So let's go to presets, let's choose a shadow, not in black, but again, rather in white. And also for our line, a white shadow. And for our circle, again, a white instead of a black shadow. And here you go. You can see that now the text boxes are much more outstanding than without a shadow. So as you've noticed, so far we did not insert any kind of transition. The only thing that we've done so far is changing the layout or the looks of our first year. Now to insert a morph transition, you have to click on the transition tab and say we want to morph our second slide. If you want to, again, preview how the morph transition looks like compared to our first slide, you can click on preview the transition. You saw that the first year changed its look from this white and plain looks to our pink, more prominent and bigger looks for the first year. As I indicated in the very beginning, you can choose different effect options for the morph that you can find here on top. So by clicking on it, you can see that there's objects, words, characters. In our case, we want to morph objects because obviously we have a text box and a circle and so on. However, in the introduction that I did, I chose to morph characters because if you morph characters, as it's indicated here, individual letters are moved on the different slides. But now we stick with objects. Now that we have our first year morphed, let's move on. Again, duplicate the slide and morph the second year. So let's copy the slide, paste it, and same as we did with the second slide, so with the year 2020, we now have to change the exact same objects and text boxes on the slide to the look that we prefer. Again, do not delete or insert any text boxes, otherwise the morph animation would not work anymore. Therefore, let's change back our year 2020 to the original one. So let's get rid of this glow, or the shadow rather. Let's also change the fill to white, the line to white. Let's make sure that we decrease the size again of the text box and also align it again perfectly. Let's also make sure that we change the line to white. No more shadow. Same with the circle here, no shadow. And also white again. And also the text, let's get rid of the shadow. Let's change the color to white. And let's also decrease the font size again to 28. As we did on the second slide by changing the looks of those first objects, we now want to change the looks of those second objects for year 2021. So again, let's choose the text box, increase its size to 5 times 4.5. Let's also choose a different color. Again, we choose the eyedropper and this pink color below here. Again, transparency 80%, and also the solid line, the dark pink. Let's align the text box and also change the color of the circle to the dark pink. Let's change the color of the line and again the color of the font size, and also increase the font size to again 40 as we did beforehand. Move it up a little bit, and there we go. Again, what's missing is the shadow effect that we're going to insert now. So we've already chosen the text box. Let's choose a shadow, an outer shadow, not in black, but again in white. And let's also choose the shadow for our circle in white. For the text box again in white, and also for the line, again a shadow in white. And there you go. Your second year is a lot more prominent than the first one. And since we copy and pasted our second slide where we've already inserted our morph transition, it's already inserted on this slide as well. So let's click on the preview and let's see how it's moving. There you go. The colors change from 2020 to 2021, as well as the objects move and their size changes. Now that we have gone through the process of adjusting the objects for the first two morph transitions, I'm speeding up the video for you where I've changed the objects and elements for the remaining 3 years and slides. However, the process remains exactly the same. First, copy and paste the previous slide. And then rearrange the elements of the prior year by going back to the original white looks and highlighting the next year by using the remaining colors from the color palette. Again, make sure to not delete or insert any elements, but only work with those that are already on the slide. Otherwise, the transition will not work. Since we have copied all of those slides, the initially applied morph transition is also valid for all those duplicates, such that you do not have to worry about the animation. So finally, we can look at our slide collection. So as you can see on the left-hand side, we have in total 6 different slides. On the first one, we have our classic timeline, our 5 elements, and all of them look the same, no element is highlighted. Slides number 2 to 6 highlight each 1 year. So 1 year after another is highlighted in a different color, and also the shape sizes differ. And by having inserted our morph transitions, as you can see here, by morphing the objects on the slide, the different elements show smooth transitions from one slide to another. So let's look at our final result. Here we go, our first slide with the timeline, morphing to year 2020. Year 2021 is highlighted. 2022 becomes more prominent. Next year in blue. And finally the transition to year 2024. So thanks for watching this PowerPoint Morph Transition tutorial. I'd highly appreciate if you would leave a reaction either in the form of a comment or a like down below. Thanks and see you next time.